I just sorry, a little late. We had a lot of stuff trying to scramble. 3 radios this morning and weights and video and trying to watch film and individual meetings and a lot of stuff going on and no Christmas shopping. So we'll have to figure out if that's going to happen. Obviously we have a huge game. It's one of the best. I don't know if there can be a better game in the country. I'm sure some people within leagues, you have some great rivalries, but outside of league, to have a neutral game like this, it's one of its kind. The atmosphere is special. It's a little intimidating, and it'll be interesting how our young guys deal with it. It was good to get the United Center. Obviously, I think even up there they froze a little bit. But and then, you add into it that Missouri is a very, very good team, older guys, guys with great energy, playing very hard, playing very unselfish, and can really explode on you. A 2-point game can be 11 in less than a minute. I've seen it on TV or on tape. They have so many different weapons and a lot of experience, and right now playing at with a lot of confidence. I think 8 out of their last 9 or whatever have been 25 or more. The only one, Villanova, gave them a little bit of a game out at Madison Square Garden. So if our whole thing will be we have to disrupt it. We have to, it's a fine line. We got to push the basketball and take opportunities when we can. But at the other hand, we can't shoot the ball quick and we can't turn it over because they take turnovers and quick shots, and you're going one way, they're going the other, and usually hitting quick threes or beating you to the basket. Because they have 4 guards playing at one time, penetration, containment is going to be so important. Presleys get in the paint, do a great job of dishing. Especially Phil. Both of them do a pretty good job. But Phil's just has a great knack of getting in the paint, making people help, and then getting it to shooters. So that'll be important. So it's a great game, great preparation game for the for the Big Ten, and also it is a big game in the big picture because you got a top 10 team that if you have a chance to if you find a way to get a victory, it's going to play big dividends down the road.
You talked about your defense and containing them. What have you seen out of your defense the last couple of games? Have they been?
I think we have some good possessions. I mean, when you look at Vegas, if they don't score, we kind of. They just kind of took us at the end, the last couple minutes, and they scored 7-8 points. But other than that, they're probably in the 50s, and they had 8 minutes without a field goal. It seems like in football you have teams that give up big plays. We give up just like easy shots. We play great, probably 35, 37 minutes. We have very good defense. But then on one possession, somebody will drive in and go get a layup, and it's like everyone looks at each other. And it's baffling. I think some of that comes from the offensive end where we miss a shot, we turn it over. Now we come down the court, instead of knowing what we're doing on the defensive end, now we're like thinking, oh man, I just missed a layup, I just turned it over, I just took a bad shot, and then we don't always follow our principles. So we got to do a better job of giving up the big play. Our freshmen have struggled. I've met with them. There's so much stuff thrown at them, and they're overwhelmed. And how you guard a ball screen within the game yesterday. That we knew their bigs could shoot it, but we didn't think the kid would go 3 for 3. So we had to change it within the game what we had prepared. So that's even hard for them, and they come to the huddles. And now how are we doing this? So it's and that defense is anticipation. And you if you're not anticipating, they're going by you, and especially good smart teams.
You did have 4 guards on the court last night. It seemed to be fairly effective.
We can. We've done it off and on all year. Joe has done it. We did Illinois State at a few other games. I think St. Bonaventure. We're going to have to do that on Thursday. And then we're going to have to figure out a way when Tyler or Mike Shaw's in there, who are they going to guard and how are they going to guard it? And that'll be the big thing. You're going to have to give up something. Obviously, they can't go out and, chase Kimmy English off of singles and things. So, we're going to have to mix it. But when you go in there, we need good production. Even like last night, Mike Shaw gets 2 offensive rebounds. Tracy gets an offensive rebound. All those little plays add up. Obviously, Brandon hit big shots. DJ made big shots. Myers made some plays. But those little plays, when guys go in there and do some of those things, it definitely helps us. And we're going to need everybody to contribute. They don't have a very deep bench. Moore plays some, and obviously Dixon, is really, to me, they got 6 starters. So if we could maybe get him a little foul trouble, maybe get deep into the bench, and then if our bench can be, get a couple of hoops down, it would help them maybe confidence-wise.
Do you have to think about tinkering with your starting lineup with this?
I don't think we'll. It might be 2 minutes into it, but we'll try not to. We're going to have to play Tyler. I mean, somewhere in the game, and but we're going to have to adjust how we guard them. There's no doubt about it, and who he guards will be a factor too.
What would you say? What have you seen as the reason maybe is why the bench has kind of hit a wall as of late?
Oh, I think they're freshmen. Why is Missouri good? They're all older guys. They're 4th, 5th-year guys. And we haven't had practice time. Basketball's a game of habits. And they started developing some habits. The old saying, 29 days creates a habit. Well, we had before games started, we had close to, 24, 25 days of practice. And you're starting to develop some habits. Well, now with 12 games, 12 prep days, 5 days off, you have 4 or 5 practices in a month. And they've lost habits, so now they've lost confidence. And then when you throw in, this school, being a regular student, and, I joked the other day, it was the first time I saw Nana smile in 10 days, and it was after his math final. It just, and he said, I studied so hard, Coach, and I didn't even do well. And he smiled, just kind of laughing. He was so frustrated. So, and they're, they'll be fine. They're going to be good players. We need some practice time. It would help. Maybe we need a couple things go off somebody's head and go into hoops and, make them feel good.
You guys have had so many close games here, maybe that people didn't think would be close, but are you heartened by how this team is handled?
They're gritty. I joked last night, Ken, they've been gritty and they've made plays. And even Vegas, if you look at it, if we can get one more play and get it close, we are still gritting it out, grinding it out. And if you get a couple more things to go your way, you never know. You can find it would have been an ugly win, but it would have been a win. And so the good thing, and Derek mentioned it after when we were driving over, we've had to have clutch plays. We had some clutch plays last night, and you got to give our kids credit. And obviously, Missouri has not been in that situation. Now, can we get it to where it's a close game down the stretch? We'll see.
Do you have to force feed the bench into the game, or usually you say you want to build the confidence in yourself to use them. Is there a point where you just got to go with it? And
I've been trying to use them, and then they go in and probably have had a short leash with them. But the games have been so close, and it would really help the last 2 games. To be honest, our other guys haven't played that well early. And so now when you sub, if they're not playing well, it makes it hard on those guys. Even I just talked with Nana, if I sub 2 or 3 at a time, and Nana gets in and we're struggling offensively, it makes him. I think Nana's fine what he does, but he, maybe I can get him in with the older guys a little bit. Maybe he can get a little confidence, and then get Myers back in. Now you put Joe Crandall, somebody in. And then, Mike Henry, if we keep struggling scoring, I know one thing Mike Henry can do is shoot. And I told him that today. He's just got to keep, being patient, hang in there, get better. And, he's going to get a chance because I know he can make some shots.
Any lingering soreness with Leonard and that back thing, or is that not an issue?
I think he's fine. We did weights and stretching this morning, and just to kind of get him going and get him. And now they have lunch, and we'll practice a short time today. I think he'll be fine. I think he tweaked his back last week, and he got hit with an inadvertent elbow or a forearm in a underneath the I just watched it actually on a rebound, and I think it just hit the spot. It little zinger. He got a little scared, ran down. Al did a little massage and a little heat and cream, and he was fine, and he played good down the stretch. Obviously, you get 16 rebounds. That's pretty impressive, and that was one thing after Vegas that we harped on him about. Was getting, he's got to go to the boards, both ends of the court.
Is that as well as you've seen him rebound?
I mean, to get 16, there's no doubt. I mean, numbers-wise, and they weren't very big, and we should dominate the boards. That's, and it's got to. I'm not saying we should dominate it. If you look, Missouri's plus 5. But it's got to be something if we have a chance, we got to take advantage of it, and we got to get those. Myers has got to get a couple putbacks. Tyler, Tracy, all those guys that have that nose for the ball. It would really be nice. Brandon does a lot for us, but he's somebody. Him, Crandall, Joe, those guys should get one a game or so where they sneak in there because they're so athletic and active.
Out from the outside, everybody's looking at Missouri playing so well, and you're young and kind of squeaking by in some of these games. What are you guys' attitude as they go in, as far as, not taking in that, sort of...
I told them we're the underdog. We are. We're the underdog. Go play. See what happens. Get after it. See if we can disrupt them. I guess see if we can keep it close and make the clutch plays we've made, and then they haven't been in that situation. But it's not going to be easy. We know that, but we can't. The biggest thing is we can't let them have runs. And the whole thing is we're 11-1. We could have been South Dakota State won to Washington, won by 20. You saw Kansas lose last night. Vanderbilt lost to Indiana State last night or Sunday. I mean, there's so many games. We found ways to win. We're hanging in there. We got to get better. We're a young, inexperienced team. And are we playing well? No, not yet. But I think we have a chance to get better once we kind of fight through all these games.
Good time for one more question.
Good.
When Ron, recruiting Myers, when you look back at that, was that different in any way, just because he had kind of a lot of people around him who from outside the family? Just do you have any recollection of that was?
Well, Mom is still important, and they were always Illinois fans. I think they were excited when we first called and went down there, but the whole community has done a great job with him, and help Mom out as a single parent. Myers a great kid. Off the court, he's just a fun-loving kid, and we sometimes we're trying to get him to be an adult and a mature adult on the court, and so he's got it, and he still can be a fun-loving kid off the court, enjoy himself. I think that's what makes him special. He's very intelligent, and his mom has done a great job as a single parent, and the whole community has really helped him and guided him, and they take a lot of pride. Almost every game, there's anywhere from 5 to 15 Robinson people here that all feel part of that Myers is kind of part of their family. So I think they're very proud of having him here.